To the Trap Talk Podcast. I said, welcome to the Trap Talk Pod. Yeah, man, I go by your host, King Loso. It's been a minute since I seen y'all. I know it's been a minute since y'all seen me, but man, we're gonna get right into it, man. Today's topic, man. We on episode 4, by the way. Today's topic is on why everybody can't go. And we all face them times when we locked in, and sometimes isolation is cause for elevation. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have to isolate yourself in order to elevate. In other words, but yeah, man, like really, man, I want to talk to y'all about losing people on the way up. Listen, let me tell y'all something off rip, man. When you start leveling up, you're not just gaining success. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You also gonna lose people. It's just a hard reality, man. I know. I used to think to myself, right? If I win, then we all win, right? I'm sure some of y'all had that mindset too. And I also thought if I grow, then everybody else around me grow, right? Hell nah, that's not the case. Sometimes your growth makes other people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And it's not because you you changed. I can remember when I stopped smoking, right? For myself, for example, I knew I couldn't hang with the same people at that time because I know I will be easily influenced. I have an addictive personality, right? Very spoiled. I spoil myself, by the way. So if I feel like I want it, I'm gonna go get it. I don't care what it is. So for me, I knew I had to stop hanging around certain people in order for me to break that habit, right? Um, so that was one thing I knew. And then even when I stopped answering calls for myself, right? I stopped answering calls for other people um, because I felt like I needed to like grow, right? So it's gonna be times when you test it. In other words, there's gonna be times where you test it, where you feel like um, for a week straight you don't want to go out or spend no bread. You want to save your money, but instead you're gonna have your homies hit you up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have them little urges to feel like, yo, I worked hard this week. I want to go out. I want to go have me a drink. I know I did. You know what I mean? Um, and some people are really trying to reach out to you so they can fulfill their high, right? They want to fulfill their high in the way of whatever company you bring to them. Some people might be the life of the party. Some people might bring the weed. Some people may known to bring their own drink. And to them people, you're very beneficial, right? Um, but check this out. It's some people that only benefited from the old me, right? And I think that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that people are benefiting from the person you were, right? And we talked about this in the previous episode about when you shooting in the gym, ain't nobody clapping for you, right? We all used to those claps and cheers, but when ain't nobody clapping, are you still having that same integrity? Are you still putting up those shots? Because that's when it matter. So again, like people only benefited from the old me, and they ain't clapping for the new me right now. And honestly, people love when you at the bottom, bro. People love when you at the bottom for some reason. They love you. They treat you like a king or a queen. They treat you like the champ. Let the first day you start to work on yourself, or you want change for yourself, or you starting to see a change. Them claps and cheers are going to stop immediately, and I'm telling you that all bucks. Like, just expect motherfuckers not to clap for you when you trying to do better. That's just the hard reality of it, man. But also, we want to talk about the quiet distance when it does happen, right? It get quiet. It be quiet as hell, by the way. You gonna have less calls. You gonna notice less invites. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna notice um people starting to grow from you, right? And while you on your journey, right? And that's not to say they ain't your homies no more. That's not to say that they ain't your homegirls no more. But I do believe this though. I do believe that some friends are seasonal, some friends are situational, and some friends are convenience. I do believe that. And I also believe once you move the convenience of the friendship, then the real gonna show. So get prepared for when you start removing convenience. Still got love for them and watch where the love go that they have for you. Hopefully it's still there, but most times that shit start to dwindle. So you want to be able to maintain that and understand again that some friends are seasonal, situational, and convenience. Right? You remove that, the smoke start to clear real good for you. You'll start to see. You know what I mean? And honestly, family too. Let's not leave family out. You think that family would be the first set of people that support you on your journey. But your family be the ones on the sideline thinking you better than them, or you may be doing too much, or you think you better than them. Listen, growth looks like arrogance to people who are comfortable. I'm going to say this again. Growth looks like arrogance to people who are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be aware of that, right? And following the quiet in the distance situation, you're going to start feeling guilty. You know what I mean? You're going to start feeling guilty. You're going to start feeling bad. I'm telling you, for a certain time, time frame, you're going to feel guilty and you're going to feel bad. Maybe for outgrowing some people, maybe for wanting more. You know what I mean? So you outgrowing people, you want more for yourself. And the number one thing is you feel guilty for saying no. You know what I mean? We go back to that, having to separate yourself from certain crowds so you can get on your shit, get on your ding. And then sometimes you're going to have to tell people, no, I ain't going out, even though it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt to say no. Like, damn, everybody like that pleasure of feeling like, damn, my friend need me, or they want me to come out, or they need my energy. And when the first time you tell them no is when things like start to get real, man. And I want y'all to prepare for that. So ask yourself this, though. I want y'all to ask yourself this, right? If you decided to stay small to keep everybody around you happy, who does it really benefit? Damn sure ain't you. Not even them either. Because to be honest with you, your blueprint for growth and success might be something that they need, man. So not only you helping yourself, you may be able to trickle down and help other people that are within your circle, for the ones that are like on the ride with you. But just know, when you on the way to the top, you're going to lose some people, man, and it's going to hurt. So I need y'all to understand, lock in, and figure out, where it is you want to go. Especially if you're in your 30s, my boy, my girl, you want to make sure that you damn sure got a plan set in stone. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm gonna leave y'all at for this segment, right? We're gonna shift into another segment, and we're gonna talk about other things, right? But right now, I need y'all to know that when you on the way to the top or to success, you also gonna lose people. That's just the harsh reality, man. Here's the reality, man. It's basically everybody can go, man. And it's not because you better. It's because everybody not built for your destination. Your destination is tailored for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? See, some people only knew you at level 2, right? That's kicking it. That's partying. That's the standard you. But they don't recognize the level 8, right? You've been grinding. You've been on your purpose. You've been on your path. They only recognize you from level 2, bro. You at level 8 right now. And the people that's vibrating at a level 2, how could you even negotiate or even talk about to somebody that's at level 2, right? And that's the point I want to make to y'all, that it's okay. You don't have to have smoke with nobody just because they on level 2 or you at level 8, right? I think If they understand, they're respected, right? And hopefully you would inspire somebody to work on their levels as well. Because most people are stagnant at level 2. They can't go above level 2, right? So the good thing about everything that we're talking about, right, is that you have an upgrade, right? It's going to be an upgrade once you start getting into the flow of things, right? So when you lose people, that means you create space, right? Just real talk. You create space. And with space, space attracts alignment. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. It attracts alignment on a whole different level. So when I mean by that, you're gonna have new opportunities. You're gonna meet new people. You're gonna have new convos, and you're gonna create new standards. Right? Again, prepare for the upgrade. Because when you lose people, that creates space. And I said space creates alignment. And with alignment, you're gonna meet new people. And new people gonna bring new convos. And new convos gonna bring new standards. That's just the standard. You know what I mean? So I need y'all to understand that you start meeting people who talk about new ideas. You start meeting people who talk about discipline. You start talking to people that's talking about building, right? Not just surviving. Again, let's run it back, right? We're gonna run it back. You start meeting people who talk about ideas, and those people are gonna talk about how disciplined they are. And then with discipline, it's gonna bring new opportunities, right? And we're not talking about surviving amongst these new people. And then you start realizing when you ain't talking about surviving, you start realizing you ain't lose people. You just outgrew the room. You ain't lose nobody. You just outgrew the people around you in the room, and that's okay, man. That's totally fine, bro. But if you feel like you losing, I'm gonna close it like this because I don't want to hold y'all long. We like a quick punch, man, a quick hit. No point intended, right? But if you feel like you losing people right now, that might mean you moving in the right direction, right? So stop trying to bring everybody along your race because your race is your race. The right ones will keep pace. The wrong ones will watch from a distance. And that's not no disrespect, bro. That's destiny. All right? Until my tribe, one day at a time. Love. I'm at that age where I can't sit on the block no more. As crazy as it sounds, the shit I do.